What's going on, Tactics fans? Do y'all want to go from this to this?
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help!
Well, folks, you're in luck. I'm GameDad7, and I'm here to show you how to commit armed robbery on the Marquise Messam Elmdore de Limberry, also known as the Silver Prince or the Silver Demon, depending on who you ask. It starts in Chapter 4 in the Limberry Castle battle sequence. It is the second battle. The first battle is the Castle Gate, where you can learn Ultima for Ramza, which I made a guide for here. But otherwise, this video, I'm going to show you how to drastically increase your theft rate of that sweet, sweet Genji Gear. Now, the most important thing is before you start the battle, make sure you put on the Japa Mala accessory on all of your characters who are going to be in this fight. Japa Mala is awesome because it helps boost elemental damage, but for this fight, we want to have it because it resists the status effect Vampire, which will totally take you out of this fight and mess up and make stealing that Genji Gear so much harder. Now, this fight can be a doozy, so I'm just going to actually show you how I do the battle from the start to once I start stealing the Genji Gear, so you get an idea of how to do this on your own. As you can see, I bring in my heavy hitters, Agreus, TG Sid, Beowulf, who's very important for this fight, and then you have to have a stealing character. I have this ninja that I built for it. And the way I do is I try to take out or take down one of the assassins first. I know it seems nice to go up there and do like a hollow bolt to hit them all, but I want to do maximum damage to a singular one of the assassins because they can hit you with a ton of status effects. So I want to neutralize at least one of them. So that way, instead of getting hit with 2 status effects at once, I'm only going to be getting hit with 1 along with the attacks from Elmdore. So I use my stealing ninja to then throw. I like to throw slasher. If you don't know, axes, they have a high damage account, but they actually usually do a random number of damage. They don't do that full weapon power attack, but when you throw them, it does their maximum attack. So I love carrying a bunch of axes for that. So as you can see, the Marquise Elmdore will do these large area attacked samurai skills, which can also cause confusion, which definitely sucks depending on who it hits, especially TG Sid, because he hits like a truck and you don't want him hitting your own units. So if you've been able to copy me so far here, usually the game script will have the weakened assassin run away from the fight. So they won't push in further to do status effects or damage. And that really helps you because as she moves away, everyone becomes out of range. Now, I have teleport on a lot of my characters, not all of them here, but I feel like it helps getting around the map. But as you can see, I fail to teleport. My goal is I want to try and get confusion off TG Sid. He goes in a few rounds. So I'm trying to think of what I can do to get that off of him. I don't want to put any sort of bad damage or something like stone on the boss, which he probably is resistant to, but I took my chances there by just hitting TG Sid and hopefully not having him be affected with a status effect from the Geomancy attack, and it didn't. It took the confusion off of him. Grace for this fight, I have her kitted with white magic, and she has a lot of the spells. I just feel like it's nice flavor for her being a holy knight. So she's going to also serve as my healer and a Suna caster and resurrector for this battle to keep my troops up and everyone ready to be able to continue stealing. Ultimately, instead of applying the heals, what I'm going to think here is I need to try and stop that attack that the enemy's doing. So maybe I'll get lucky and get a silence applied with this hollow bolt, but at least I'll do some damage. And no luck with the silence, unfortunately, but I got a good amount of damage. Now, this right here is going to be key. You need to hit Elmdore with chicken from Beowulf. This is extremely key. This is one of his Spellblade abilities under his Templar magic. This is going to lower his bravery by 50 points, which is huge. The reason why, Elmdore has the reaction skill Shihirodori equipped, which is a samurai skill, which makes his reaction, his dodge to your steals attacks that are standard attacks equal his bravery stat. So it's going to really jack up his evasion, which is going to make your steal rate like 9 or maybe 10%, I think, if you don't do anything else. The other thing that you want to do is you want to boost the speed of your thief, which I use Ramza and the Tailwind ability for. Now, as you defeat the assassins, they're going to transform into their real form, which is demons. Surprise if you didn't know that, but I think they kind of made it obvious they weren't human. So here's going to be my first attempt at a steal. You can see I've got a 41% chance, which is really nice compared to what it should be. And he parried me anyways, but I do get luckier later on. But obviously this is a roll of the dice of whether you're going to get it or not. But 40% or so is a really good chance. So he's going to pop around the map. He's got an enhanced version of teleport where he can go the full length of the map without failing. So it puts him in really advantageous positions. You want to not be super grouped up like I was there. You can see later I'm going to spread out a little bit more. I also like to have the auto potion equipped and make sure I only have X potions in my inventory, sell all my potions and high potions. And this will force the game to use an X potion for their reaction. And this will just lessen the amount of turns I need to do healing to keep my people upright a little bit longer. I learned Ultima from the last battle. As I mentioned earlier, I had the guide that I made for it. Geomancy and status effects aren't going to really help me here, and ideally I would love to raise the ninja, but I don't have anything as Ramza to help me with that, so I'm just going to try and do something to do some damage. Keep the demon down so that way I can reduce the amount of damage my units take while as I try to steal over and over and over again. So that's where TG Sid comes in, your big blaster of a unit. TG Sid I also have slotted with monk abilities, so he has chakra and revive, which I find are really helpful. But I moved him away from the rest of the units, as you can see. I'm trying to spread them out so this way they don't get hit by the large area attack at the same time. This way I can res my ninja. Now hopefully your thief didn't die and you're just continuing to reattempt your steals, because that's basically what you want to do at this point. I want to take Beowulf up to the other assassin just to make sure that she doesn't come up from behind and cast any crazy status effects on my characters. Sleep works really well. It's going to keep her down for many, many turns, basically just removing her from the fight until I want her to be awake. You can reapply that, put disable on just in case she wakes up and you're not there, and she'll have that disable on. But ultimately you want to take down this demon so you can just basically 1v1 Elmdore at this point and keep them out. Now at this point with TG Sid, I don't want to really mess up Elmdore and accidentally kill him, so I'm going to keep him a little bit away from the fight. I want to keep Agreus available to res and heal the ninja, so this is where chakra comes in, where I can apply the heals to myself. Or, as you saw, he had purification too, in case, let's say, Ramza were to get confused here, he could help him with that. And this is so much nicer, being able to take one hit of this and then follow it up with an auto potion, as opposed to having 3 to 4 of my team hit at once from this. Now he moves really far away here, and this is because I'm so spread out. So you're gonna have to lure him a little bit by grouping up 2 characters or so, and then you want to have this obviously near where your ninja can get close and attempt the steals. So this is why I bring Ramza back a little bit closer to the rest of the group to basically goad Elmdore in and have him available to steal. I'm going to cast Tailwind on Agreus to just boost up her healing magic, and this way if she has to res in the future or heal in the future, she'll go a little bit faster. Now with the ninja getting revived, the number one goal is to increase her speed with using Tailwind and just keep attempting as many thefts on Elmdore as possible. If you had an Orator, you could continue to lower Elmdore's bravery. The -50 is great from Chicken, but you can keep bringing it down even further with the Orator ability, but I didn't feel the need to have to do that. Right there, I probably should have cast that on the ninja instead of Ramza, but I was brain was moving kind of fast here and I had stealing on the brain. Again, I'm gonna just keep this assassin crowd controlled over here to keep myself free and available for the steals on Elmdore. I still don't have a piece of Genji Gear yet, but I get lucky and they start coming in bunches, and that'll probably happen with you if you followed this to this point, because he has the lowered bravery, which is going to really weaken his Shirahidori reaction ability, and it's going to really increase your theft chances, especially as we keep increasing the speed of the ninja. Now this is great. He's only going to be able to hit 2 units with this, but the 2 units lured him in to get him closer for my ninja to be able to steal. Thought it was funny that his weapon shattered. It doesn't really matter though, but... so let's move in for another steal. I'm just checking his equipment, making sure nothing happened. At first I kind of panicked and thought maybe he used the sword that he had equipped, but he didn't. So there we go. I get my first piece. All right. So I'm going to actually now speed up the rest of the battle to about 2.5 speed, since now you kind of get the flow of what's going on. But basically, I use the rest of the units to, again, tailwind the ninja. Every time you increase the speed, that's going to increase the viability of your steals, and then just continue to crowd control and debuff this other assassin over here. And then with the Grayus, I'm going to basically just try to keep buffing my ninja. So I'm casting Re-Raise. I'm using Chakra on Sid and trying to keep him alive. Now, this is another move that he'll use. If you line up in a row, he'll do this, and then what he'll do is retreat. But thankfully, he doesn't run too far away, so I can follow him up and try and hit him with another steal. As you can see, boom, I got the pair of the gloves. Another thing too is you want to make sure that you steal the shield first. I should have mentioned that. You steal the shield first to help reduce the evasion rate even further. Then I do the accessory next. And then from there, you can kind of do whatever order you want. I also have heals on Beowulf. So I like to vary up what type of heals I have. So with Beowulf, I have the samurai skills because he has such great magic attack. It is an instant heal, which is nice. There's no charge time. And the same with the monk skills on Sid, because that ranges on your physical attack, and that's also an instant heal without a charge. And then I have a Grayus with her charge time white magic that I can cast if I need to. Now again, we got hit with confusion here, and I really didn't want Ramza to hit one of my units, so I took the Thief's turn, and instead of stealing, I went ahead and hit him. The reason is with TG Sid, I don't have a good attack that I could have used on Ramza. It would have either been a straight melee attack, which it would do huge damage with him. I've got him kitted pretty awesomely, or one of the Holy Knight abilities, the Sword Stain abilities, which I didn't want to use. So again, just going to keep casting things that are going to help the units stay alive. I like Re-Raise. It's a good skill. Unfortunately, I got hit with Doom here on Beowulf. So I healed myself, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to go down after that Doom counter goes down. We're going to eat another attack from Elmdore, and we're just going to keep on stealing. And again, got lucky there and got the helm. Just going to keep my characters up. I tried to see if Purification would take off Doom there, but it didn't. It was a mistake on my part. I'm going to cast Re-Raise on him, so this way when he goes down, he'll automatically come back up. And I'm just going to keep boosting that speed of the ninja to be able to better increase those stealing chances. And there we go. Got another pair. Almost cleaned him out here. Just got to keep pushing. And then once that happens, you just obviously demolish the rest of the team. I like to, just for fun, I take out the assassin and then the demon that comes from it before taking out Elmdore, as opposed to just taking out Elmdore and ending the fight. Something also that happened here that's interesting, if you haven't done this fight, there's dialogue between Sid and Elmdore. And as you can see, I haven't like crowd controlled Elmdore or anything, but he hasn't started that with Sid yet. So I'm actually glad I didn't take out Elmdore as soon as I finished stealing from him, because I didn't see the dialogue there between them until later in the fight. So I'm not sure what exactly triggered that, but I'm glad I didn't miss it. I would have been really upset about that. Almost got the final steal there. I would have gotten several in a row, but the odds were against me to be parried, evaded, or miss at least once. So let's try again. At this point, the speed is really high, so I have lots of chances. And there we go. I got the weapon. So he has been completely cleaned out at this point. I just need to now finish off the assassin and then finish off Elmdore. The Genji Gear is awesome, by the way. Armor sets give you, to this point in the game, the highest HP bonuses that you'll see for any of the heavy armor sets. The accessory, the Genji gloves, give you a +2 to your physical attack and +2 to your magic attack, which is useful for so many classes like Geomancer, Samurai obviously, Beowulf, anybody who uses magical attack, but also you want some physical capability as well. So extremely, extremely awesome item to get. And as you can see, here's the dialogue that I would have missed. But yeah, make sure you get this. You don't want to miss this gear. If this guide helped you, share it with somebody to make sure you can make theirs easier. This is Tactician mode, so you can use this for regular or Tactician mode or whatever your easy mode, whatever you're playing on. And I hope this helped you. Check the channel out for some more guides. If I'm doing a good job here and you like what I'm doing, give me a subscription. That really helps boost my videos to other people. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to have some more guides out as well, so keep on watching. And as always, I will catch you on the next one.